Hello everyone, and welcome out to the stream. This is going to be some Challenger level solo queue with some pretty big names in it today. We've named our teams Leonardo and Oscar in honor of the Oscar Awards tonight. And I know it gives the blue team a slight disadvantage since Leonardo DiCaprio will never receive an Oscar award, but I still figured it was a feud that could continue for the rest of all time and eternity. So we might as well include it here in our game. Today we have, like I mentioned, some pro players. C9 Meteos will be jungling here for the blue team, and for Leo as well. LMQ's Ackerman actually up top with Lulu, with a Kale in the mid lane, Porpoise Pops from Team VVV. Then finally Wildturtle as the AD carry supported by Dyad on Thresh. Over on our red team, we have Flares ZT in the jungle. Bobkin XD will be on the mid lane, Nidalee, and I think McCashDollar is actually a support. Happy Elf Teemo today with Tikmith as the AD carry. Finally, Hashinshin will be in the top lane on the Angler Jax. Is that Angler? No, that's not Angler. I'm wrong. I'm a bad shoutcaster because I got something wrong. Oh darn. Well, Bobkin will go ahead and try laying down some pain with the javelins early. Oh, let's see if he can get the poke. Let's see if he can go for Purpose Ops. No, he throws it in the bush. Just checking a little bit. McCashDollar hiding here in the bush, looking for the drop onto Thresh. Caitlyn going to try and cut him off from the behind. Now McCashDollar goes in with the toxic shot. Dyad taking a lot of damage so far. He may have to flash out of this one. Flays back. McCashDollar actually throws down the ignite and he falls solo. Dyad, is he going to fall the ignite here? Oh no, he doesn't, and Sivir was able to grab out the first kill onto Teemo while chasing him in. Wildturtle picking up a solid about 300 gold from the first blood, since it is worth 60%. So it's actually going to be less than that, about 250, yeah, so 250 gold for first blood, not a super high amount. Tikmith, however, with the headshot, will push in pretty far onto Turtle the Cat, and actually Wildturtle takes a lot of damage. The barrier gets pulled. Turtle throws it by himself, but he can't quite burn through the damage of the of Tikmith's barrier, and the Piltover Peacemaker is just enough to lock him down. Bobkin pushed up into the turret very early, which is pretty typical. As I mentioned last cast, Nidalee doesn't have a very strong game before level 5, especially against someone like Kale, or before level 6, sorry, because Kale has all of her damage before level 6 and has the range as a wave clear from the Righteous Fury, whereas Nidalee really relies on her Cougar form for wave clear. Ooh, Tikmith in a bad situation here. Meteos going to go in, force the flash out, and flash right after, grab up a kill with the auto attacks, and pick it up pretty easily. McCashDollar gets the stealth in the bush. Let's see. Oh, the Flay is going to knock him out of the stealth, and he'll take him out there. He almost escaped that one, but Dyad was a little bit too smart for that. And that is finally a return kill. Ooh, Ackerman flashing away after Hashinshin stuns him up, setting up the gank for Flare ZT, but he doesn't quite make it in time. Ackerman will just come right back up here and continue harassing Hashinshin pretty aggressively. Has his ignite as well, so this Jax definitely can't get too close. Ackerman out of mana, stunned here in the middle of the lane. Flare ZT continues to move in, and there's no flash on Lulu since he did pop it. The spear shot isn't going to be enough damage, and so Lulu will escape now. Ackerman recalling back to base and coming back with not too much, since he only has 10 CS so far. Porpoise Pops continues to push up aggressively. He has the Reckoning to always shove Bobkin back a little bit. And there's no real AoE moves from Nidalee before level 6, as I mentioned before. The Trap does some AoE damage, but not quite enough that you can use it to clear. It's much more effective to, you know, wait for that pounce and the swipe. And that's really when Nidalee can be totally ferocious, just clearing out the mid wave very quickly and then moving to the top or mid lanes for a roam, which is what he's going to be looking to do. This account name is actually Bobkin DX. This is his Smurf that he just got in Challenger today, so congratulations on that. Tikmith and McCashDollar now pushing in on the bottom lane, and McCashDollar not looking too strong so far. He's already died twice in this game, and he has to really be careful. Ooh, that boomerang blade from Turtle really dealing massive damage, and this is something that we've seen from Turtle in professional play quite a bit. Oh, Hashinshin with the ignite on his head. No, he falls at the very last tick. Ackerman taking out the kill in the top lane. So apparently Lulu very good Jax counter. I mean, at least that's how it's playing out. He is about half down in CS, so it'll take a while to catch out. Oh, McCash taking so much damage from this Sivir. Turtle just needs one more auto attack, but he's not going to be able to find it. He runs under the turret. He's completely waiting for the dive. He lands a boomerang blade. He takes the lantern out, and he's going to escape. Dyad setting up such a wonderful dive. I am so shocked that Turtle got through that one alive. McCash not running to the side to juke out that boomerang blade, definitely causing a problem. Ooh, Dyad throwing down the ignite and escaping off the side. Turtle just needs a boomerang blade here. He throws it across. Tikmith, though, pops the barrier. Turtles will be up shortly. And that fade away Piltover Peacemaker not going to connect onto either of these bottom laners. Tikmith really wants a good auto attack to claim out another kill, but I don't think he's going to find it too soon. Dyad's playing a bit too safely. Ooh, good Piltover Peacemaker. Bobkin XD about to hit this level 6. We'll finally get to that that solid spot we've talked about. He has a Chalice as well, so he's been able to lay down a lot more Javelin harass and a few more heals than he might have before. That regen really going to carry him through the mid game, especially if he can't take every blue buff. Pantheon, we'll see if he gives up this next one or he takes it for himself, since Pantheon can be a pretty blue-dependent jungler. McCash still level 2. Not really convincing me with this AP teamo, with the AP support teamo at least. And Bobkin finally at level 6 can escape a little bit better with the pounce, but still taking a lot of damage from Porpoise Pops. Oh, he leaps in, but the Righteous Fury is down, so Porpoise Pops won't have that ranged harass. And he'll just continue to be able to throw out the heal on himself. Hashin Shin trying to dive in. He does find the kill, but Meteos ulting in with the darkness is able to pick up the kill in return. Flare ZT just tries to jump to a minion to close the distance to Porpoise Pops, but doesn't connect. And right now, it's looking like a pretty early advantage to Leonardo. Maybe this is his year. Who knows? We will see. Tikmith and McCash pushing up the lane, but have to be careful. McCash still level 3. Needs to do something to catch back up in this game, since his opposing bottom laner is level 5. And is going to be so much more effective just naturally being a strong support champion with a lot of lockdown. Teemo has a bit he can bring to the table. He has the blind, which he can try to put down on the Sivir. The issue is that if Sivir spell shields the blind, then that'll really counteract a lot of what this bot lane is about, since Tikmith won't be using too many spells in the fights except for an occasional Piltover Peacemaker. Ooh, Dyad as well, as we've seen, has the Flay to knock McCash out of his stealth. He can throw the box to keep him from running away. And he can use the Lantern to really help navigate around the Shroom fields. Oh, Hashin Shin really dealing massive damage on Ackerman right now. After picking up the Bilgewater Cutlass, he's been pretty strong, but Meteos making a return trip to the top lane. Puts down some damage and forces him back. Tikmith falling in the bot. A 2 versus 2 leaves Turtle the Cat on a killing spree. He's sure looking like Turtle the Kill right now with 4-1 score. A longsword probably going to be built into a late Bloodthirster, instead opting for a double Doran's Blade first. Ooh, wow. The spectator mode really loves to jerk me on their map, but it's going to result. And Flare ZT actually picking up an amazing crit there onto Meteos, grabbing his own first kill of the game, the 3rd kill here for our Oscar team. Porpoise Pops and Turtle the Cat looking to work down in this mid lane. Bobkin won't be able to fend it up too much since Nidalee's wave clear is in melee form. And so Porpoise Pops gets off a few free auto attacks here onto the turret, and Bobkin really falling low. Has to be careful about this. Turtle has backed down to the bottom lane. Will be joining up his team, taking the Lantern right over the wall. And going to continue to give McCash and Tikmith a very difficult time. Dragon is up, and no one's gone for it yet. Oh, the Flash Death Sentence in. Going to mean Dyad blows a huge summoner spell, but catches up McCash in with the Flay and the box. McCash just knows he has to fight. He can't run through the wall, but Tikmith finally returns a kill, his 2nd of the game. And they trade support for support. Turtle the Cat uses the spell shield to take up that Piltover Peacemaker quite excellently and will escape off the side, going for the recall. Going to come back to lane a lot stronger than what Tikmith can bring to the table. That's the BF sword here for the Sivir, who already has such strong early game spells. The Boomerang Blade just becomes incredibly powerful when he picks that up. Porpoise pops, takes out the, or tries to take out the ward, but then gets caught out way too far. Meteos with the ultimate in is going to catch on to Flare ZT. He spell shields the sun and continues on with the auto attacks. However, Bobkin is able to close out on Kale. Meteos with the movement speed escapes back within the safety of his own minions, and that'll just be a 1-for-1 trade. About a 1,700 gold difference with Leonardo still ahead. Hashin Shin tries to come in here, throws the ultimate, but the slow from Glirance is so high. The flash away from Akron going to make sure he doesn't give up a kill. And Jax gets kited hard under the turret. Now Bobkin XD, the next member to make a play, really wants to get this mid lane so that he can roam a little bit better, but Meteos from the side will stop his advances. Bobkin just going to retreat off the side to safety. At least to what he hopes is safety. No, up there, he's going to be fine. Oh, man. That was an excellent jump, Bobkin. Okay, he's going to wait for the second try, and there, he gets it. Way to go. Bobkin in the middle lane, trading a little bit back and forth with Porpoise Pops. But they have to be careful. They don't have great vision, especially around the top side of the jungle. So if a top laner were to move in, or even the jungler, they also have to deal with these semi-global ganks with the Grand Skyfall as well as Nocturne's ultimate. Paranoia really so powerful, especially once he hits level 11. He still has a few levels to go, but if he gets the increased range and damage, it should really be a powerful determinant in this mid-game. Oh, a huge boomerang blade lands on a Tick Myth. He's forced to pop the barrier. He's falling low, but Turtle the Cat can't quite continue on. Turtle the Cat can't quite. If you were looking for your tongue twister of the day. Nakash Dollar with his pretty well placed shrooms keeps his turret as alive as he can. Still having a pretty rough time up against the heavy attack damage of Turtle the Cat, but a 5-1 Sivir really going to be so powerful. He dives onto the turret, throws the boomerang blade, but doesn't connect, and there's the Grand Skyfall coming in from behind them. Flare ZT going to jump right into Turtle the Cat and take him out before he can take the Lantern. That's a solid shutdown here. The box slows up Flare ZT, plays him back into another corner of the box, and that'll be Meteos picking up the kill. Dyad playing that excellently, setting that up for Meteos to grab his 4th kill. Now he ults into the mid-cash dollar, grabs that double kill with some huge bursts. The Umbra Blades and his and his Q doing so much. The flash in Ace Null comes across. Dyad tanks it up, misses the death sentence, but the flay back into the turret means that Meteos grabs yet another kill. Both over Peacemaker dodged out, and Dyad and Meteos are playing this bottom perfectly. Every time Meteos comes, there are kills. And that was just such an impressive display of control, of mechanics, and of just absolute muscle with Wildturtle coming up to 5-2, finally dying, and then Meteos with his 6-1 score. Oh, Turtle's now going to come in. He throws the ultimate on the Hunt and is now moving on to Tick Myth. Throws a boomerang blade as well. Tick Myth taking so much damage. Turtle, isn't able to spell shield the Shroom and does get slowed up. Can't continue on his spree, and that will be an on the Hunt down for the next little bit. Flare ZT wants to move in here. If he throws a spear shot first, he may be able... Oh, actually, the spell shield doesn't come out from Turtle the Cat. He's falling so low. Piltover Peacemaker not going to connect. Turtle flashing away. And safe for today can recall off the side. Unless Flare ZT were to flash for this one. He doesn't have it up, though. Flare ZT, no, they aren't able to get Turtle the Cat, and he gets flayed on into the turret. Mikash Dollar flashes in. He finally gets the retaliation. Not going to fall in the back yet. There's the Shroom, but Meteos will spell shield that right up and continue moving in. Oh, man, that was a little silly. What's also interesting is for this blue team composition, Leonardo, that I didn't really consider earlier, is that they are a very shield-heavy team. They have the spell shields from Nocturne and Sivir, and then they have the intervention from Kale, and then shields from Lulu and Thresh. However, that Lulu shield not going to let her survive today, as Hashin Shin and Bobkin find her a little overextended up and top. And Ackerman really has to be careful that he pushes that far, since if he gives up too many kills, that's a potential for Hashin Shin to get back into the game and carry. There's a fairly decent late game on the side of Oscar because of that Jax, because of the Nidalee as well, and even because of Teemo, since in the late game, Teemo is going to do far more damage than Thresh can. If they can potentially avoid Thresh's lockup, then they could fight pretty well. Bobkin finds another kill, and after taking out Wildturtle, that will be a dragon open here for the Oscars. Ooh, Descendants lands on the dragon, but he doesn't follow it up. He doesn't want a suicide, and he's able to smite away the dragon before Meteos can make it in there. The intervention and the lantern going to allow him to escape safely. Meteos making a good effort, but in the end having to blow a lot for the potential smite steal. About 3,000 gold in the favor of Leonardo, but after that dragon, after a couple kills, it definitely shows that the Oscars aren't out of it yet. It could definitely go to someone far less deserving this time around. Not that they aren't deserving, but that the other actors. I was making a joke, but I don't think it necessarily connected. Makash Dollar and Tickmith will grab out yet another objective on the map, bringing down the turret and laying down some harass on a Turtle Cat. He can't quite 1v2 as easily as he thought he might be able to. Ooh, Makash Dollar lying in wait in the bush here. He has a stream in there as well, moving around behind. Turtle the Cat is so low, the Ignite goes down as well as the Blinding Dart. The box will slow up Makash Dollar, and he takes way too much damage. They find the kill there. Dyad bringing the last hit. Now Tickmith, the next target, tries a 90 caliber net away, and it looks like they might not have the lockup in the top lane. Porpoise Pops will fall here to the assassination damage of Bobkin. Meteos can't quite go back in. He has to be afraid. He does spell shield up the Javelin. And, of course, in the bottom, they did find to bring out Tickmith. Oh, Bobkin with an excellent Javelin finds another kill onto Ackerman here. Meteos not going to be very confident about this fight after losing all of his teammates. A turret taken down in the bottom lane means that it's now 3-2 in terms of turrets, but 20 kills to 11 is where our big disadvantage is. Oh, Bobkin ulted on. Might have played this a little bit too cavalier. And actually gives up a shutdown to Meteos. That's a lot of gold over in his pocket. If we take a look at where it's concentrated, Bobkin did just go back with 3,000, which I'm sure he would have loved, in that didn't help him unspent. Now buying up what became in the Sarge Rod and finishing his Athenes. He'll be looking a lot stronger coming in here. Kale is actually quite a bit behind Bobkin, but if you look at the other lanes, that is Wildturtle up about 2,000 gold. Ackerman up about 600, and then in the jungle, that's a differential about 2,500. Meteos is looking so much stronger than Flare's ZT right now. Oh, Oscar going to get caught out right there. Makash Dollar taken out in the jungle. Tickmith escaping off the side, but the rest of the team might not be so lucky. Porpoise Pops goes in pretty aggressively. Flare ZT comes in from behind with the Wild Growth and intervention. It looks like this kill should escape. And those are the shields we were talking about, allowing him to chase on so far. Bobkin just insanely low. Going to stick around for some potential Javelin. Javelin's off the side. He has to be so deeply careful. Meteos' ult is almost back up, and when that happens, it's almost going to be a guaranteed kill on the Bobkin. Oh, Flare CT jumps in. He gets a stun, but there's a Descendants on top. And Wildturtle will run in from behind, pick it up with his Boomerang Blade, and just continue back to exactly what he was doing. Oh, Turtle the Cat moving in, and there's the ult from Meteos. I told you it would be an almost guaranteed kill. A double for Meteos as they do take out that inner turret. The Shroom's definitely doing a lot of damage, but Makash Dollar just can't put out enough to keep his team alive. Hosh and Shin still pushing well in the bottom. Will continue on his push. Oh, Makash Dollar not able to grab out a kill, and Wildturtle with some massive damage. The procs from his Static Shiv, as well as the massive Bloodthirster damage. Oh, Flare ZT obliterates Kale from the game. Jumps right on the Flare ZT after and comes up with a double kill, but they did lose the inhibitor turret. Hosh and Shin escaping off the side, will jump to his ward and evade the flash Q from Ackerman. He'll continue on his chase, and we'll see exactly how it goes. Oh, he lands the help picks and the auto attacks on top of it. The counter-strike not going to save him quite yet. Glitterlance lands, but Ackerman not able to catch up to Hosh and Shin. He tries to throw the Whimsy for the movement speed. Oh, he finally lands the help picks and the Glitterlance. That was such an insane range. And Ackerman finally gets it. I don't think that Hashinshin was expecting that much mobility from Lulu either. I certainly wasn't. But that's yet another kill for Ackerman. Now 6-3-4. And this Leonardo team really showing that they might be worthy of the title today. 6,000 gold in their favor. Only one turret, but the kills are just really adding up across the board. Meteos has 10 to himself, has gone for a very aggressive carry style build with a Trinity Force, a Brutalizer, and a Spirit of the Elder Lizard. Bobkin, caught by the death sentence, could be his death sentence with Turtle coming across the side. He lands a Boomerang Blade. Bobkin tries to flash over the wall, or jump over the wall. The flash not being available. Meteos now, with the Paranoia, won't be taking out... Oh no, he actually was able to take out Tikmith down in the jungle. Hashinshin looks to go for the wall, but can't quite make it in time. And that is almost a full ace. McCash Dollar, the only one left alive here for Oscar. But at level 9, there's not going to be a lot he can do except, you know, stealth up at his own fountain. This inhibitor going to fall quite easily. McCash Dollar going to try and place a defensive Shroom Field. But the Shrooms won't do too much damage to a team who has an 8,000 gold advantage. Even though they haven't built much magic resistance, they just have so many items. They should be able to burst down McCash Dollar instantly. My camera is getting a little jumpy right now. Ackerman tries to go in. Grand Skyfall comes in behind them. They're going to move out of the range mostly in time. McCash Dollar falls to Wildturtle, but he will give up his double buffs to Flare's ZT and his Heartseeker Strike. There's 3 members left alive. Hashinshin jumps in on the Porpoise Pops, but Meteos, being untouched, can continue in. Meteos will be the next target here. And Tikmith is able to shut him down. Meteos not able to 1 versus 2. In this situation, Box with the massive slow will keep Hashinshin back. Porpoise Pops is so low, doesn't have intervention, but we won't see the kill out now. My camera is spazzing out quite a bit. Oh, Hashinshin caught up by Ackerman once again. Flashes out. Tikmith will land a 90 caliber net as well. And so that will be after picking up Porpoise Pops. A quality escape. Oh, of course, the trap is always right in the bush. Ackerman really wants to pick up this kill. He'll finally come back to farm in the lane. And now has to worry about the red buff from Tikmith, since he's doing solid damage at this point with his Zeal and his Bloodthirster. His auto attacks really laying out consistent DPS. He would love to have an Infinity Edge or even a Phantom Dancer, but he just can't quite equal what Turtle the Cat has at this point. Wildturtle with a Bloodthirster, Static Shiv, and Last Whisper combination. Yet another dragon going over here to Leonardo. Will continue their absolutely phenomenal objective control. Meteos ulting in after Bobkin XD, laying down some massive damage and finding the kill. Wildturtle grabbing the assist up with On the Hunt. Flare's ZT was able to find Ackerman. McCash Dollar, no fight here. And now with 3 members here of Leonardo in the base, this could be a pretty devastating push. Hashinshin's going to try and come around this side. Stop them as well as he can. And Porpoise Pops now caught up here in the Baron pit. Ace in the hole will be blocked out by the intervention. Porpoise Pops taking some Baron damage. Hashinshin continues on, but the Thresh Lantern is there. Porpoise Pops escapes off the side. Descendants takes out Flare ZT from the fight. Box locks him up as well, and Hashinshin can't continue in. Now Meteos going into the fight, has his spell shield, throws down his fear as well. Flare ZT jumps back into Turtle the Cat, but he doesn't have the damage. Hashinshin with his counter strike finds the kill onto Turtle the Cat. This might be the Oscar's return to glory. Baron will be the target after the double kill from Hashinshin. Ackerman laying down some massive damage from the side. Throws up the Wild Growth for a 2-man knockup and escapes. Dyad will fall there to the damage, but what happened to Meteos? Where was Meteos? I'm curious about that. Oh, Porpoise Pops with the invention on his head. Almost finds a kill on the Bobkin XD. The nice not gonna be able to finish him off. Now Tikmith really wants this. Reckoning coming across and Glitterlands finishing him off. Ackerman takes out the kill there. Ackerman flashes back over the wall and with the help picks will take a double kill. And a phenomenal showing of Lulu's burst potential, especially when you grab up an item like that Lichbane. Ackerman really coming out big here, but Meteos, the true star of Leonardo, 16-4 and 4, really high attack damage. Black Cleaver finished, Bilgewater Cutlass bot, and he is going for the full melee carry build. Once he finishes a Blade of the Ruined King, he will be almost unkiteable. We still might see Bobkin XD making a few solid escapes. Oh, Paranoia comes across, and Flare ZT is the target. He's taking so much damage, he tries to flash away. The Bilgewater is there for the slow. Meteos flashes the stun from Hoshinshin's Counter-Strike and continues in for the kill. Now Hoshinshin going down to Wildturtle means that's 2 kills here for Leonardo. Oh, ace in the hole, blocked out by the spell shield. Turtle the Cat taking out the Javelin as well. There's some really long-range poke on Oscar, but they just aren't able to cope if they get jumped onto. It's a decent idea. They have Caitlyn and Nidalee for the long-range poke to siege them down. They have Teemo for the ground control, so they're hoping that the shrooms will keep them from being dove onto. And then finally, when they're ready to go in, when they have them low, they have, of course, Jax and Pantheon to jump in, but they just haven't been able to find the poke early on, so when they're fighting 5-on-5 on full health, which is really where Leonardo has a strong composition. Oh, Tickmith taking some damage there from the bouncing blades, but Turtle the Cat with a huge Javelin, half of his health gone immediately. Flare ZT taking really huge DPS from Porpoise Pops, and the first kill is actually here on the Wildturtle. Hoshinshin still alive, finally falling there, but the health bars are in the blue team's favor. Leonardo grabbing out 2 kills for themselves, almost finishing off Tickmith, and will muscle out this bottom inhibitor turret. Flare ZT runs in, does some nice damage to Meteos, but not quite enough. And it will be Leonardo actually backing off Ackerman with a ace in the hole on his head, blocked out by Meteos. And the chase out of the base will keep their inhibitor alive for now. Bobkin XD might want to keep in on this just a little bit. He tries to land the Javelin, but I don't think anything will be found here. Flare ZT almost grabbing it. Porpoise Pops having to retreat at just the last second without his intervention. Whew. Things are getting close. Alright, so Hoshinshin and Flare ZT moving in the bottom lane, just gonna try and keep their base alive for as long as they can, but they're not having too much luck with it. They've kept their inhibitors alive, which means they still have hope. But with 12,000 gold out of their pockets and in their opponents, it's looking that it might be unlikely to keep their base alive for too much longer. They have a couple saving graces. If Makash Dollar can land some good shrooms, if Dyad face checks like that and they're able to pick up more free kills, if the ace in the holes are blocked up, leaving the javelins open, then maybe they have a chance to get back in this. There's now 5 members against 4. Dyad going to be down for the next 27 seconds. And Tickmith receiving a huge brunt of damage to the face from Ackerman, has to fall back and lifesteal off of something. There are heals from Nidalee, and he does have the Bloodthirster, of course. They might now wait out again. Grand Skyfall comes to try and cut off Porpoise Pops. There he is with the Aegis of Zionia. Porpoise Pops taking massive damage. The intervention will allow him to turn around for a second, but he'll eventually fall. Wildturtle moving out as well. Now Porpoise Pops is down for 40 seconds. And it looks like, oh, wow. Hoshinshin definitely going in far too aggressively. Flare ZT moving in on the Meteos, going to force the Wild Growth out of Lulu to knock them up and push them back. And Wildturtle going for the back door as Bobkin XD tries to dive in onto Ackerman. If he can land this Javelin, he does. Finds the kill and the shutdown. Wildturtle in the enemy base pushing down. Javelin finds a double kill. Bobkin XD on point with those. And the inhibitor going down to Wildturtle. The recalls aren't there yet, and he should be able to find a second inhibitor out of this push. He'll most likely have to trade his life for it. I don't see him escaping this one. Bobkin XD takes him out immediately after, but he has taken out 2 inhibitors by himself, and that'll trigger some enormous map pressure here from Leonardo. Oscar going to have a much more difficult time keeping their base alive while also trying to trade and push on the enemy team. Meteos checking some traps. We can now see 3 scanning trinkets here, and one of them even the Greater Oracle, or the Oracle's Lens is what it's called, of course. So the Greater Lens and the Oracle's Lens on Thresh will allow them to really take out those Teemo Shrooms and enemy wards when they need to fight in a particular area. It'd be great around this Baron pit, but they don't quite have them available yet. The Baron attempt here from Oscar is actually going to be perfectly what they need. Porpoise keeps himself alive. The Wild Growth keeps him up as well. Tickmith really wants to kill, finally nets it, but after losing 1 member by himself, Baron does go here to Oscar, and after 3 kills and potential 4th onto Dyad, this will be a huge return from the Oscar squad. Flair ZT finds the triple kill. Now Wildturtle back from the grave. Tries to come in. Hashin Shin with his Counter-Strike finds the stun. Grand Skyfall comes in right on top of his corpse and is going to have a nice little teabag from the sky as they return just a bit. They've made up their gold disadvantage by about 4,000, so it's only to 8. And with the Baron buff on their heads, they can fight so much more effectively. However, the Winions working down these Nexus turrets won't be able to finish off either of them as long as Hashin Shin can do some work with his attack speed, but it looks like he has it in him now. It's still a lot of damage that they need to pray can respawn before a fight happens, or else those Nexus turrets will get melted to a couple auto attacks from Sivir, or even maybe just 1 or 2 from Kale, with the Lichbrain procs going to really layer some damage onto structures if he can get just a couple spell casts in. Bobkin's moving up to his later game build, going to recall and pick up a Seeker's Arm Guard. Already has the Void Staff there, Abaddon's Death Cap, and is looking pretty strong out here. Caitlyn going for a very typical auto attack heavy build. A Bloodthirster, Phantom Dancer, Last Whisper. Only thing he could really hope for is an Infinity Edge, and I expect to see that out soon, but maybe not until after defensive item, since he does not want to fall to the dive from Meteos like he's been doing so much in the past. This has been a very high death game for everyone here on the Oscar team. 11 deaths on Hashin Shin, 13 on McCash Dollar. And there is the ult in from Meteos. They find the Fear and the Flay on the Flare ZT, and he will be the first to fall. This is just the team fight they're looking for. An aggressive Wild Growth pops up. 2 members of Oscar. Leonardo stomping through the base. 3rd kill this time to Wildturtle. A double kill for Wildturtle. A double kill from Meteos as well, and a full-on ace means this is the game. Congratulations to Leonardo. You finally won your Oscar. The first turret going to melt. Still hasn't regenerated from the earlier minion push, and the Nexus falls here at 33 minutes and 23 seconds into the game. Congratulations to our friends on the blue team here. Dyad in the support role, Wildturtle as AD carry, Ackerman in top, Porpoise Pops in mid, and Meteos in jungle. And I hope to see them again in the future in another installment of Disciple Quest.